First, Augusta leaders getting a first-hand look inside the Webster Detention Center today. This tour came after repeated concerns from the sheriff about overcrowding, broken jail locks, and drugs inside. Craig Allison is at the detention center for us after taking that tour.
Well, in front of Augusta leadership as well as the media, Sheriff Richard Roundtree didn't sugarcoat today's tour here, saying that the entire facility is a safety hazard and cannot contain the inmates that are inside. The money he's asking for this wouldn't solve anything. It's merely just to catch up.
We're in a critical need right now.
A jail made to hold just more than 1,000 beds filled with more than 1,200 inmates. It's an issue Richard Roundtree says he's been trying to address for 8 years, back when he first noticed the population hit 800 in the first half of the 2010s. Just to catch up, the sheriff is asking for a new pod, but the fix is set to take 3 to 5 years to build and $34 million.
This was designed to be a jail. Right now we're running it as a prison, and we weren't designed to run a prison.
We're checking in daily.
After the walkthrough, leadership weighed in their priorities.
But what can we do to make sure that folks aren't just sitting in jail waiting for trial? What can we do to make sure that there are programs in place to keep folks from coming to jail in the first place?
I think the conversation is so relevant and so needed that, the sheriff is having problems recruiting folks to want to work in the jail because of the current conditions.
Regardless, any solution approved soon will be a long road.
When you go in the most dangerous pod and you see that the locks are broken, that's scary. That is scary.
Now, because of those locks that Commissioner McKnight just mentioned there, we actually had a few inmates burst from their cell doors while we were inside the block. Now, we did have a number of deputies with us throughout the tour to keep us safe, but it was one of those safety concerns that Sheriff Roundtree wanted to highlight during the tour.
Now, Craig, just so viewers know, cameras were not allowed inside there on that tour today, but tell us about some of the other things that you were able to see today.
That's right, Richard. Some of the property damage that you could see inside was from the lighting inside of the cells. Inmates are actually breaking the lighting that is on top of the ceiling and using it to make shanks. Richard Roundtree saying that an armory was being formed with some of the inmates being able to form those better than others and kind of hand them out. Over just about a dozen actually were confiscated within just the past 2 days.
Certainly a dangerous situation for those people in the jail and those working there as well. One we'll keep an eye on. Craig, thanks for that. To whether